What's going on, people? Welcome back to Tentwa Talks Football. We've got breaking news. Well, to be fair, it's not breaking news because it actually broke like more than 6 7 hours ago. But then I was busy earlier on during the day, so I couldn't get to doing a video. But basically, the breaking news is that Manchester United are in talks to try and sign the Italian goalkeeper, the French goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma. Now, I know most of you will be just laughing at this, thinking, "What are we doing, guys?" But we can't afford Donnarumma. But funny enough, Donnarumma is apparently available on the market. If we go according to what Fabrizio Romano is saying, yesterday he reported that there was no links between Donnarumma and Man United or any other club. And what was actually happening is that Donnarumma is in talks to sign a new contract with PSG. However, talks have come to a standstill because apparently Donnarumma wants more money than PSG are willing to give him for the new contract. And that's why PSG have even moved to go and sign Chevalier from Lille for about 40 million euros. Now, with that said, Romano saying that in as much as Donnarumma hasn't signed or is refusing to sign the offer that PSG are offering him and wants more money, he's saying that Man United are not in talks to sign Donnarumma. But that was yesterday. But then what's happened today, or rather this morning, Jan Agafjotov, if you know Jan Agafjotov, he's a former player. I think he's based in Germany. But basically, he's saying that there are actually talks between Manchester United and Donnarumma's camp to try and bring the big Italian to Manchester United. Now, as a Man United fan, of course, I'd be happy to see him sign for us because, let's be honest, Andre Onana has been absolutely horrendous since he joined us. He's been a disaster of a goalkeeper, too many errors than one can count. So moving from Onana to Donnarumma, that would be a dream signing. Apparently, according to Ineos, the goalkeeper this summer was way down the pecking order in terms of the transfer targets we were trying to sign this summer, which I don't understand because Onana has been rubbish. So we as Man United fans, I believe 90% of the fan base, I know the Man United fan base, which was usually quite split, but if there's one thing we all agree on, is that Andre Onana is not good enough for us and he will never be good enough and he needs to be sold. Now, he apparently saying that he wants to stay and fight for his place. Again, just like I said yesterday with Rasmus Højlund, brother, you don't need to fight for us. We don't want you. It's done. It's over. Leave our club, please. We beg of you. Now, as I was saying, Jan Agafjotov is saying that we're in talks for Donnarumma. It's even been backed up by Sky Sports. I saw they were posting, excuse me. I saw they posted about it on X saying that United are now in talks to try and sign Donnarumma. So at this point, Jan Agafjotov, I wouldn't necessarily say he's a tier 1 source or journalist, but what I would say about Jan Agafjotov is he doesn't just tweet for tweet's sake. He's not a clickbait type of guy. This is someone who only talks when things are actually happening. So for him to put his neck on the line and say that no, talks are ongoing between United and Donnarumma, I believe that this might be true. At this point, I'm just waiting for the big dons, like the likes of, Ben Jacobs and David Ornstein and maybe even Fabrizio. I mean, Fabrizio's already said it's not true, so we can't necessarily wait for it. Maybe let's see if he changes his tune. But at this point, I'm waiting for the likes of Ornstein and Ben Jacobs to come out and say that it's true, United are in talks. Then I think I'll be even more confident in the news being true. Now, to be fair to Fjotov, he's not saying that a deal's going to be done or a deal's going to be struck or agreed. No, he's saying talks are ongoing. So, in as much as Ineos said that it's the goalkeeper target is very low on the pecking order in terms of transfer targets, I believe this is what we call a market opportunity. That's what that has been trending of late when it comes to transfer news. Market opportunity. In as much as they're saying we weren't interested in signing a keeper, when a keeper like Gianluigi Donnarumma, a world-class goalkeeper like him, when he becomes available on the market, you have to try and sign him. I'm not saying you definitely have to bring him to Old Trafford, but at least try to show intent, to show ambition, to show that you want to win stuff. Now, it might be difficult to attract him to Man United since we're not in the Champions League. In fact, we're not in Europe at all. But Ineos, bro. So, Jim, get put your hand in your pocket, get your checkbook out, and try and bring this big Italian to Old Trafford. I would love to see Donnarumma at Old Trafford, to be honest, because I don't think I can take any other season of Andre Onana. This guy is pathetic, man. Even his diving, We signed him because he was a ball-playing goalkeeper. I've not seen him play one good ball over the top. He's just rubbish and just keeps on conceding rubbish goals. So I'd like to see Onana go and Donnarumma come. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, because for me, like I said, I'd be very, very excited. If anything, if I'm going to be honest, because the reports are that United apparently have more money, in as much as to spend about the better part of 130 million pounds for Cunha and Mbeumo, we apparently still can afford to sign one big signing. So Sesko, we are apparently looking to spend about 60 to 65 million pounds. So that will bring our spending to about 180, 190. So that's apparently how much we have. I would take it as far as saying that instead of spending that 60 to 65 on Sesko, try and spend it on Donnarumma. I think this guy is worth it. He's a world-class goalkeeper. He's very young. How old is he? I'm not quite sure how young he is anymore, but I know he's not too old. He's probably, what, 24, 25? And we all know goalkeepers only get to properly get into their primes at about, what, 28, 29, 30. That's when they proper become world-class. This guy is already world-class and is only about 24, 25, maybe 26. I don't think 26. But basically, the point I'm trying to make is, if you get Donnarumma, already I'm very happy with our defense. Euro, Delit, Heaven, Lisandro, Maguire. I know people love Maguire, but he's been solid of late. Mazraoui, Dogu in the wings, Ahmad. I think we've got a very good defense. Now, if you put Donnarumma in between the sticks as our number one goalkeeper, I think you improve us tenfold in terms of defensively. Even the players in front of him would be a lot more confident knowing that we've got a big, strong goalkeeper who can actually get the job done. You know, now we don't have to deal with Onana letting balls slip through his fingers or just doing some nonsense, you know, and just conceding stupid goals. We would actually have a world-class number one in between our sticks. So for me, again, I know I keep repeating this, but I need Ineos to go all out for this guy. Go get me him. Go get me Donnarumma. Then try sell Anthony and then Garnacho, because apparently Garnacho is being linked with Chelsea and he apparently really, really wants to go to Chelsea. I personally wouldn't prefer to sell him to Chelsea because I feel they're a rival. I'd rather sell him to like a Villa, because in as much as they stay in the Premier League, they're not necessarily a rival of ours. I would have preferred to sell him to like a Bayern or something like that. But apparently he made it very clear he wants to stay in the Premier League and reported that he favours a move to Chelsea. Now, Chelsea, knowing this, they're going to try and be scumbags and try and come in maybe later on in the window, because they know the closer the deadline gets towards the transfer window closing, the more desperate United are going to go and the more likely United are to lower the price or valuation for Alejandro Garnacho. So for me, I'd like to see us sell Garnacho, sell Sancho, sell Anthony, sell Rasmus Højlund, sell Onana. If you get rid of those five guys, you can be able to find a move for both Donnarumma and Sesko, and maybe even possibly another midfielder, because God knows we need a midfielder. But basically, I just thought I should quickly react to the news. Donnarumma's being linked with the move to United. What do you guys think? Man United fans, PSG fans, if I've got any PSG fans who watch my content, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.